Stunt queen. Oh my God. Oh, we sent it to you, bitch. I sent this to you. So do you want to say thank you?
Why are you so nasty?
Tell me thank you.
You don't make it fun to be nice to
you. You look so cute.
I honestly can't believe you said this to me. I know the full story, by the way. I know the full story, but I'm very grateful still. Even though I know the full story.
What's the full story? The
full story is, I'll start by saying thank you very much for this jacket. This is one of my favorite items from your closet ever. Ever. So Monét had this jacket a while back from RuPaul's Drag Race, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stars 4.
When I tell you I begged for this jacket, I'm not exaggerating.
It was okay.
I literally begged.
It was the final night of expose when I was filming my house, and then Bob was like, "I want to wear your motocross thing." He's like, "Can I have it?" I was like, "No, I'm gonna keep it." Like, Monét, let me have it. I was like, "No." And Monét, I'll pay you for it. I was like, "No, I want to keep it."
And then, but then down the line, I kept saying, "Can I buy the jacket?" It wasn't just one night. I said, "Well, can I buy?"
I remember that.
It happened. I kept saying, "Can I buy the jacket? Can I buy it?" And Monét kept being like, no. And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Just whatever you do, please don't sell it to anyone else. Please."
I don't remember that.
I promise you it happened. I said, "Please don't give it away. Please don't sell it. Please don't give it away because I really want this jacket. I will pay whatever you want." And then Monét sold the jacket, but the person didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
And then as an afterthought, Monét sold
here we go. Now you adding your own spice. It wasn't afterthought. No person to buy it. And I was like, you know what? We should just give it to Bob. He was like, okay. And we didn't mail it to you. So
I said thank you, but I did say, Monét, please just. By the way, you don't owe it to me. You could have set it on fire. It's yours.
Absolutely. That's but we sent it to you.
But you could have peed on it. And
I did.
Did your poo poo on the popo art piece you wanted to do?
Poo poo on the popo?
Where you shit on cop cars.
Oh.
But even though all that happened,
what are you gonna do with this outfit?
It's a jacket, man. What are you gonna? I'm gonna wear it on my body.
We have the whole outfit.
I mean, I'll maybe wear the whole outfit at some point, but right now I really was mainly interested in the jacket as an out of drag piece, and I have it now, and I really like it.
Work. You're so silly.
Why am I so silly?
You have to paint. Some of the paint is coming off on those pieces.
It's a cool look. It looks like I fell off a motorcycle.
I'm distressed.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Oh, wow.
I'm really mad that you sold your garments.
What it was, I was moving and I had, this drag I had so much stuff and I was like, I cannot bring all this to LA. And I was like, you know what? This has been sitting here for, at that point, 4 years. I was like, what am I going to do with this?
Monét sold the dress she won Drag Race in.
Which dress?
The African.
No, I have that one. I kept that one.
It was on the list.
Yeah, we ended up keeping it though. I kept both entrance looks. I kept both finale looks.
But I can't believe you were ever gonna sell them. That is wild.
But the thing, I didn't win Drag Race in it though. I won Drag Race and had a red leotard because they don't do like that anymore.
But when you were at it was your coronation garment.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not as special as being at the Ace, what you call it? Theater and like yours is like special. It was like a big moment.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I have the one that I won Drag Race in on TV, and I have my coronation gown still.
Oh, yeah, the one that what's the name? Michael Perez made, the blue one.
Yeah, and Michael Perez doesn't even make dresses anymore.
Really?
He's retired.
Is he?
Yeah, well, he had an injury.
Oh, okay.
Like an injury that affected his motor skills.
Got it.
So he can't. Can I get just a glass of the stuff, baby? So now I have this like iconic piece from him. What are you gonna do one day? What if Domino retires?
No, what
if Domino goes into burlesque?
At this point, I have a lot of Domino pieces that I really love and I cherish. I just love that too, but like they have like some.
You should know it is safe now. This will never be sold on eBay, honey. And I'm saying this out loud. Now, Monét cannot say I did not say this. If you have any pieces from some historic Drag Race moment, you're just like cluttering up your space, I will buy them from you. Instead of selling them to strangers, I will buy them.
For whatever price I say. I
mean, if I think it's worth it, I'll pay it. If I don't think it's worth it, I'm not going to pay it.
Okay, we'll try it out.
Especially because maybe I saw what you sold with your outfits.
We just wanted to get rid of them.
So why would you sell them to me then?
Because honestly,
right now it's whatever price I say. But you were selling shit for three nickels in a
yeah,
shoe.
The base price for everything was $150. Some of them sold for like $400. Some of them, but the base price was $150.
Todrick's the same way. Todrick like saves everything. I thought Touchy gets like all of his outfits from tour in those videos. He has 2 of them. He has 2 of every one of them made.
Really?
Yes, 2.
For just one break on tour.
One for keeps and one for like, or he like the one from the show. Thank you, my dear. The one from the show, and then the one that he wears.
Got it.
Yeah, like the actual one that was worn in the film, and then he has another one made.
The film? Oh, like for the videos.
Yeah,
got it.
And then another one made for like appearances.
You know, maybe one day I'll regret selling some of that stuff. But I would say it is very cute to see like people tag me on TikToks of like, oh my God, I got the pink outfit. Someone got my yellow one I wore in that
I saw both
in that Trolls
videos.
commercial. Someone tagged me in another one. So it's nice to see
I
people
saw that girl in the Trolls one in a full like at a nightclub on the ground. Did you see that video? I was like, bitch, she did Bohemian Rhapsody in it. And I was like, in a yellow tuxedo, you're just on the ground, rolling around. In a yellow tuxedo.
Yeah.
You can't see my feet, can you, baby?
No.
Work. But I think that's my fear with getting rid of stuff, and I did get rid of a lot of stuff, is that I don't think people take care of it, because I did sell my purse for a stress.
The purse.
And the purse to 2 separate people. My purse came back beat up, destroyed, disheveled, and raggedy.
Well, to their point, they never said that they were like, I want it. They can sweep the house with it.
This is not about that one. You're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm not saying people can't do what they want with it. What I'm saying is, I was under the impression that someone would take it and treat it nicely.
Oh no, I'm not into that. I'm like, when you buy it, bitch. My thing is that when you buy it, you probably want it. I think some people want it to perform. They literally word to perform. This person maybe had it like as like a party. They wanted Bob sing for. They had like some gay party, and everyone was just like singing around, taking pictures. Who knows what they were doing with it?
I know exactly what they did with it. They put it on the front of their bike and used it for the AIDS ride.
Word.
From like LA to San Francisco in the rain and shit.
That was special to them though. The AIDS ride is a very big
super whatever. I'm not talking about how special it is. I'm not debating how special this thing is. What I'm thinking is, I guess I'm one of the people who's really interested in like archiving pieces. I think that one day, like Bianca wants to do a drag museum, and I want to get in on this shit. Like, I'm obsessed with the notion of like the stuff that we make, the stuff that we wear. It really is history. It's part of history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're iconic moments on television. And I think that down the line, significantly down the line, one day, these things will be worth like a lot of money and just worth a fierce cultural experience. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Let's see. TBD, girl. Bitch,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows if we'll live long enough.
I mean, what if I live long enough? But the outfits will live long enough.
And when I'm dead, who cares? Burn it.
I'm not like that. I'm really interested. It's kind of like, are you familiar with the story of Dorothy's shoes?
No.
So Dorothy's shoes, the red slippers, there were a lot of them, like I think like 60 pair, because they were very poorly made. Because, you know, in film, stuff is like, I have a chair on my porch. It's like a rocking chair. It is falling apart because we use it for Ezra's music video. But everything's made just to last for long enough for
the time, yeah.
So there were just tons of these shoes, tons of them. And they were like just in some like MGM like storage room. Someone got a hold of them. And like years later, I was like, oh my God, I have Dorothy slippers. And then apparently, this is rumor has it, they destroyed like every pair except like, I think either 6 or 11. They destroyed all the slippers so that the few would be worth more money. So now, if you can get your hands on a pair of Dorothy slippers, it is like wild. Like, you cannot get your hands on these slippers. It's like practically impossible to get them. There's a pair. My outfit was actually on display with a pair of Dorothy in the same museum as a pair of Dorothy slippers. And I got to see a pair, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm looking at like. And also, half of them Judy Garland didn't even wear.
Right. She
didn't wear all the shoes. You know?
I mean, that will definitely be the Spongers. The Spongers will definitely live on, and I still have it. It's in great condition. I love it very much. But some of these other runways, I'm like, that's not going to be that for me. And maybe I'll one day be proven wrong, and it will be. But also, and again, to that thing, when I sell, I have no expectations that people will be nice to it or people will treat or revere it. I think they just want to own something, and bitch, they might fucking chop it up, make a leotard. He might take that yellow suit, make a leotard out of it.
Probably. And that to me, that is an affront to me. I'm like, that's wild. And again, I'm not saying people can't do it. I think there was this whole thing on the podcast when I was saying like, and I'll reiterate, like if I buy you a car, if I buy my kid a car, my expectation is that you're not gonna stab it and throw and paint, throw like shoot it with paintball guns and break out the windows.
For sure.
That's my expectation, that you will treat it nicely because I gave it to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's wild. Now people can do whatever they want, but like it would be very shocking if you took it and did something like wild with it.
I mean, yes, I understand the expectation, but I don't have, for my clothes, my garments that I want to show. I don't share the same expectation. Now, if I bought my kid a car, of course, I would want them. But I also realize in the back of my head, kids are so responsible. I know, and I have friends or know people who parents bought them cars and they didn't revere it like that. You and I both know a friend. You said that she had like 5 cars. Because she kept on crashing them and busting them up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
said on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm like, so people like different. That is my expectation.
I don't think Naomi wasn't like intentionally.
I know.
Crashing her car.
When you told me, I don't know anything about Naomi. I didn't even know Naomi drove.
Naomi totaled like I think 4 or 5 cars.
Work,
but not intentionally. I don't think Naomi was just like, let me run into this wall.
Got it.
I'm assuming, and I think that's a safe assumption.
I imagine she was like, Florette.
Yeah, that's when it's like, well, you always do that. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't technically know, but it's safe to assume.
No, I'm saying I didn't know that. You told me the story. I didn't know like what the stories were. I don't know. I didn't even know that Naomi drove until you told me.
Yeah, she totaled a couple cars.
Work.
And I think that whenever you give someone the sponge dress, you will probably expect it to, wherever the sponge dress goes, you would expect.
I would never give it away. I would keep that forever. I love that. That is an icon. Now that is Drag Race. History, honey. I would never get rid of that.
It is. And I just wish that you would look at that.
I don't share that same
coronation dress like that. I'm so glad you did not get rid of the coronation. That would. I was stressed out. I was on your fucking depot trying to buy shit with these fans, and they got quick fingers. These niggas is quick. I could not outbuy any of them.
Yeah, fast.
I was gonna buy all of it and then drop it back off at your house.
And I would have been very upset.
Whole list for me.
I would have been very upset. And I would take your money, and Patty and I would just re-upload the pictures.
I was saying, these are my outfits. I didn't need you to hold them.
No. Bitch,
you wouldn't hold some outfits for me?
If you bring it to my house. No, bitch, you have a storage unit. You have a whole ass house. You have a storage unit, whole ass house, and another apartment. You have 2 homes, bitch.
You have a storage unit too.
So go find somewhere in your home to put it.
You have a home in New York.
No, thank you.
You have a home here, and you have a storage unit.
You have your 2 places in LA. You go do your shit to Ezra. Give it to Jacob.
You want to hold a few things for me.
No, not my stuff that I tried to sell.
I can't believe that if you sold your stuff on Depop and then I bought all of it and returned it to your home, and then asked you to store it, you wouldn't do that.
I would not own.
I'm just kidding. But
a single thing.
I would not. You give me a little bit of tissue as well. Sorry, my glasses are kind of smudged. Do you have any outfits in mind that you think are iconic that you're like I will say this: when people come to my house and they see the first dress, they're like, "Oh my god!" So I have it framed in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, "Oh my god, it's the first dress," and the purse is like in the corner, beat up. Because I made a mistake, beat up and destroyed, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's the actual dress from your first episode of Drag Race." I'm like, "That's my girl. That's the one."
I would do it. But the sponge dress is you can't put it in a frame, girl. That dress is big.
No, but there's a way.
I know there is a way, but I'm just like.
Would you ever get it Would you ever get it professionally displayed?
I mean, I would. It's just such an ugly silhouette.
But I mean,
it's so hideous. It'll take up so much space.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if you were able to get your hands on Divine's Pink Flamingos dress?
That would be cool.
See, Monét.
I mean, to be honest, not for me. I understand how people would. I would not personally figure out like, oh my god, Divine's Pink Flamingo. I understand how other people would.
Pink Flamingo, you wouldn't be like, this is interesting.
I'll be like, oh, work. But I wouldn't be someone but like, oh my god. And I understand that people do feel that way because it is Divine. It is Pink Flamingos. It doesn't resonate. That's not the same for me. I mean, if I saw RuPaul's original work outfit, the wig and the dress, I'm like, oh my god. To me, that would be special. I'd be like, oh my god.
You mean the red one?
The red one, yeah. Supermodel of the world. I mean,
or if you saw RuPaul's any of those. I mean, I just fucking love costumes. And if there was ever a drag exhibit, which there needs to be, I would be when I say first in line. Like I would love to see this stuff. Even stuff I've seen. I want to see Violet Chachki's step down dress. I've only seen it one time in person.
Mm-hmm.
I think I touched it
while she had it on.
I think I just touched her. I was like, girl. I think I touched her waist.
Oh,
I was like, tiny. Oh my god! I don't think I could reach her waist because the dress was so
big, wide. Yeah,
maybe I didn't. I was too stressed out that day. But yeah, like you know what it'd be like. Imagine this collection. Imagine every dress from every girl who won Drag Race, the dress they won in.
International as well.
Sure, yeah. How cool would that be? If you can see my gold dress, you can see Violet's purple dress, you can see Monet's red leotard.
Fucking Bianca's silver one.
No, that's a step down.
No.
That was a step down.
Was a step? Oh yeah, it was a step down. What did she win in? Oh, her black one with the rainbow.
This may shock you, but I think she was in a boat neck dress.
No, she said she did a whole thing. We did a whole thing on the pit stop. She said it's not boat neck dresses. I wore.
No, she says a cowl neck. I watched pit stop. But we say boat neck, but you know what we're talking about. But you know what we're talking about. It's a euphemism. It's a little nickname, honey. Language evolves, Bianca.
Bianca Del Taco.
Bianca got me into Vermicelli beading.
What is that?
It's this way that you put bugle beads onto a garment, and it like sparkles. It's like Halsey was really into it.
We're gonna pause. I want to look that up. I don't think you're telling the truth. Take a break.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so vermicelli, like the food, the sausage, the meat.
I think it's pronounced vermicelli. That's what Bianca kept saying.
Vermicelli. If it's Italian, is
I didn't say it was Italian. You said it was Italian.
Vermicelli. Can you look it up, Jacob? How is it spelled? Is it? I'm guessing Verme.
I don't know. Bianca kept saying vermicelli beading, and she's
Micelli.
Bianca's a costume, and she kept saying vermicelli beading. Girl, vermicelli beading.
She also doesn't know what she's talking about.
You don't even know. You never even heard of the word until now.
Vermicelli.
You've literally never even heard of the word until now. You're like, Bianca knows what she's talking about, and you just found out about the word.
I'm right.
And now you're an expert on vermicelli beading. I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm just based off what Bianca said.
Yeah, I think it's vermicelli.
You think? I'm sure we could find. Do you see what it looks like?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's definitely vermicelli.
Is there a pronunciation on the internet?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Here, I got it.
But is that the same as the beading?
Yes.
Vermicelli. Is the same one as the beading?
Yes, it's spelled the same way.
Anyway, it's this like really specific type of. Oh my god, the fisting's still up. Oh my god.
You ever get scared to look stuff up on your computer? You're like, oh my god, what if I get like, I don't know. Are you still looking it up?
That's vermicelli beading. Oh god, there it is. When it's shaped like that.
Work.
And it's like, apparently it is very, very hard to do. Takes a very long time. And it's like a whole fucking thing. How do you feel about people correcting people's like accents when they speak?
Their accents?
Let me be a little more specific. Like, how do you feel about?
Can you put the center? Oh, it always like eyesore for me. I think it's like weirdly, it's like this.
How do you feel about someone being like let's say you meet someone named Antonio, and you say Antonio, and they go Antonio. How do you feel about that?
I think about a situation. I think it's a case by case. If someone did that to me, I would be like, okay, I would try to pronounce it how they want me to do it. Now, will I always remember? Can I commit to that? No, but I would try. I don't think it's off-putting. I think it's annoying when they're like really mean about it, when they're really rude. That's different.
Because they're like Americans can't pronounce anything.
I'm like, okay, calm down, bitch. I'm like, relax. I'm like, Antonio. But if they're like, it's like, I'm like, hey, but most people don't really do that though. Have you ever met someone that does that?
Well, yes, I have. So like, for example, in New York, in my experience, New Yorkers don't do that to people. Like New Yorkers, there are just so many accents in New York that the way you talk is just the way you talk. So like the guy who used to live in my bodega used to call me Pob. That's how you pronounce my name, Pob. Mm-hmm. But my mind was like, I know what he's saying. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to be like, Bob.
New Yorkers will do it about Houston Street though. Like it's because people say Houston Street. New Yorkers will say Houston Street.
Well, that's not. I don't think that's so much of a mispronunciation based on accent. That's just saying the thing wrong because it's spelled
in the American accent though. Somewhere else would not.
What do you mean?
Like Americans pronounce it Houston. I think other places.
No.
I mean, Americans pronounce it Houston, like regionally. People from Texas, they will say Houston, but New Yorkers are like Houston. They will make sure they correct you.
That's not an accent thing, though. That's just
a regionalism.
not even regionalism, just Houston Street is just pronounced Houston. For whatever reason, it's spelled the same as Houston. So everyone recognizes the word because we all heard of Houston, Texas, but not everyone's heard of Houston Street. So New Yorkers all know that it's Houston Street.
But New Yorkers will correct you on it. And but it's not.
But it's not an accent, though.
It's not an exact comparison. But I think it's the same energy. It's the same rudeness as someone from Texas being like, oh yeah, Houston Street. And you're like, baby, it's Houston. It's that same energy of correcting someone.
No,
immediately.
I think if you said, I'm so happy to be in Houston, Texas, and they were like, it's Houston, Texas.
But vice versa in New York, they're like, it's Houston. I feel like it's the same energy of correcting someone.
I don't know. I see it different because it's not. I'm talking about specific about accents. Like if for example, Ezra's dad calls me Caldwell because he's Mexican and he has a Mexican accent.
He doesn't pronounce the D.
He goes Caldwell, and that'd be like I was like Caldwell, but also I call him Sergio and his name is Sergio, but I just call him Sergio because I have an American accent and I say Sergio, and we get along like that because that's just how we're doing what we can with our accents. What feels easiest to talk, to each other with our Mexican and American accents.
I always try my best to do it. Like for example, like in Los Feliz.
Cacio Pepe.
When people say like,
Cacio Pepe.
No, what's that?
Cacio Pepe.
Who's that? Like I try my best. Like in LA, people say Los Feliz. People say Los Feliz. I feel like just say Los Feliz. And again, but I like always try my best to pronounce things with a Spanish accent or Italian wherever I go. I just feel like it's a little respectful, and not that it's disrespectful for someone not to do it. I feel good doing that, and I feel like I can make the effort to pronounce it properly.
Everyone must try this cacio e pepe pasta sauce from Trader Joe's.
That's the video, and people online are obsessed. That's the whole thing. You don't have to show the whole thing.
Word.
Cacio Pepe.
So I do that actively, whether it's Italian, even when it's German, when it's Spanish, I actively do that, like as a person. Because I don't you feel when someone was like, yeah, in Los Feliz?
No, I don't have any thoughts about people having accents. I know
it's also not even how the word is spelled. They're like spelled a completely different way.
I honestly just don't have any thoughts about people. I just think that people have accents and people pronounce things different. So when you go to when you're in Italy, they're going to pronounce it differently. And I think also part of that for me, which is ironic for me, living in New York City, people just say things. Everyone's just saying things different. If someone comes here and says, if an Australian person comes and says Los Angeles, I'm not like, excuse me. I'm just like, that's just how you say Los Angeles. From where you're from, you just say Los Angeles. And it just isn't a big deal to me. I just don't understand why we're out here acting like we don't understand what people are saying.
Because it also drives me insane when people speak Spanish and like they were like, yeah, paro en vivar en la casa. Like
it's just an accent,
I know. Bitch, I'm just saying it bothers me. I'm like, you can try to say it with a Spanish accent because I just do.
Does
feel
it
like
bother you when people speak English with accents?
No, but again, because I feel like I'm trying to not honor their culture, but I'm trying to be respectful of the dialect of Spanish by saying
Spanish is really just honoring the culture of colonialism. Colonization.
Right.
All you're really doing is just honoring the fact that white people colonize entire indigenous communities from.
Bitch, white people have colonized the entire world.
I know what I'm saying. It's not like it's really weird. People are like respect. It's like you're just respecting the colonization of indigenous people.
I'm respecting how Spanish people have taught me to speak their language and how Mexicans that's what I'm expecting. They're asking me this. What they're asking me when I learned to speak Spanish. That's how they asked me to pronounce it. So that's what I'm actively doing. And I feel like for me, for Kevin Bird and Monét Exchange, I feel good doing it that way. Now, if you don't, that's your thing.
I'm not saying there's a problem with someone speaking with an accent. What I'm saying, I think it's weird when you're like it when you say that it bothers you that people have accents.
It doesn't bother. Okay, it doesn't bother people with accents. I feel like it's a little lazy to try not to speak with it.
So
with
is
the
it
appropriate
lazy
accent.
to speak English?
No,
with
because
an accent?
I am English. I speak English. It does not bother me.
So
but
let me get this clear. It is lazy to speak Spanish with an American accent, but it's not lazy to speak English with a Mexican accent.
For me, because I speak English, it does not bother me. But for me, when I hear Americans do it, well, not Americans specifically, someone with an English accent, it bothers me.
But isn't it interesting? But you realize the accent, it's just like someone.
I know
it's their vocal, their mind trying their best to speak a different language.
Sometimes not trying their best. That is not true. I fully met people who just don't want to do it. Absolutely, I have. Especially,
You don't know why they have an accent. So you think that
I have absolutely been in school. I've absolutely been in school. Wait, hold on. I've actually been in school. People learning Spanish, and I've heard them do it the right way, and then later on they just choose not to do that way because they don't want to.
So do you think
that's
Mexicans
what I'm referring to?
Speaking English are just like they're just not trying?
I'm
their
not
best?
talking about Mexicans.
I'm asking you.
I'm saying no. I'm not talking about Mexicans speaking English.
I know. I'm asking you this question: when Mexicans are speaking English and they have an accent, are they just not trying their best?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I don't think so. I'm talking about.
You think that all the Americans who are speaking Spanish without the accent,
not all the Americans, not just certain people that I've encountered.
So
I'm not saying a blanket statement across the board. I said I've encountered Americans learning Spanish and doing it the correct way or speaking it with the correct accent, but then they actively in a few beats later don't.
But maybe it's
intentionally.
Maybe it's just too hard. And there are some people who from Mexico or from other countries who come to America and speak English and then lose their accents completely. There are some people like Arnold Schwarzenegger who he barely speaks German anymore, but he barely speaks German. He doesn't speak German very much anymore. I mean, this is the new topic. We're not moving. There's nothing to move on to.
We're just taking a break. We're 30 minutes in.
I'm about to say we're in the new topic.
I'm about trying to fight Jacob.
I thought you were going to say go on topic. I was like, girl, this is the new topic. We have no time left. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
I'm not saying I was
talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger who barely speaks German anymore. In fact, he doesn't speak German in interviews. He's embarrassed because he lost his ability to speak German. Arnold
Schwarzenegger, so he does not speak German anymore
as well as he used to.
Interesting.
He says that he's embarrassed to do. He doesn't feel comfortable doing interviews in German because he can't speak German as well as he did when he lived in Austria.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't do them anymore. But he still has an Austrian accent.
Yeah, for sure.
And some people just can't lose their accent. And some people just can't. But that's why I'm saying, like, the people who can pronounce it like well for like a second, but their brain reverts back. That's just how their brains are. So I'm like, why would you be like, oh, I'm just annoyed that they have an accent?
I mean, because again, in my experience, I've encountered people who they actively make choices not to do that. I don't know where you went to school.
That's an assumption, though.
I've been to school. You have never been in Spanish class, and then after Spanish class, we're like, bitch, I'm not saying it like that. I don't talk. I've met those people many times.
I have not had any conversation with my friends after Spanish class, and they said, bitch, I'm not saying it like that, or I'm not doing. I've actively not had friends be like, I'm not doing.
Well, I have absolutely had that.
But I've had friends be like, I can't. They're like, I can probably say hola, but their brains just have a really hard time keeping up with that thing, which is why most people have accents when speaking a language that isn't their first tongue, because their mouths and it's just too much work.
Yeah.
Or even not too much. It's just like because of the way their brains are working, or because of how long they've been speaking the first language, or because of how they learn the second language.
There are many factors why.
They just cannot lose their accent.
But I'm saying, yes, that is true. What you're saying is true. But there are also people who choose not to because they don't want to, because they don't feel it's important, and they're like, bitch, I'm going to say it how I talk.
I guess that feels like an assumption to me, because I don't know why people are speaking the way they're speaking.
I mean, sure, to you, but to me, it's been my experience. I have met these people. I have had classes with people. I've worked with these people for sure. Absolutely. What languages do you speak?
English.
You speak a little Spanish, you said.
I don't speak Spanish. I know words in Spanish. I do not speak Spanish. I only speak one language, and it's English.
But when we came back, we did a whole thing with Pixie. You and I, we were dissecting Spanish classes. And I mean, if you went to Mexico, could you communicate enough to get from the airport to your hotel, like using Spanish?
Probably not.
Work.
I would use my phone.
Work.
And I would be like,
I definitely could.
And I would show. I do not speak Spanish. I speak one language, and it is English. I know some words. I took years of Spanish, but I do not speak Spanish.
When Pix and I travel a lot, I think we talked about this on podcasts before. Like we go to like I will like completely like talk to like the restaurant and stuff, and she'll be there to assist, but we'll like do that, and she'll like, yeah, girl, work. You can like get around, like, oh yeah, girl. I like speak like a little bit of Spanish, enough to like get around and like socialize.
I do not speak a little Spanish. I have gone to Mexico, and I have heard people talking, and I did not know what they were talking about, and I was just like,
I can like pick up on like I don't know every single word, but I can pick up on enough words, and I can understand what the conversation is, and then when I respond, I am definitely very slow. I'm like, But I also like when I do that and people engage me in that because I feel like it makes my Spanish better. I just feel like maybe contributing is the wrong word, but I feel better about myself that I can like engage and participate. And not everyone had to like speak English. Because sometimes people, the truth is that they don't speak English very well. So you're kind of like, fuck, I want to engage in conversation.
When I went to Mexico, a lot of people didn't speak English. And we just didn't talk, or we talked through someone else, or through like Ezra's dad, or through Ezra.
Does Ezra speak fluent Spanish?
Ezra speaks Spanish, but he's not like Ezra speaks Spanish is the short answer question. I think he probably has like an American accent or something. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, I also sometimes I don't feel comfortable speaking other languages to people because I don't want them to make fun of the way I talk. That's the real tea. Like I'm just like I don't feel like being made fun of for having an accent, and it's because I don't judge people for having accents, and I'm like I don't want anyone making fun of me for having an accent.
Do you feel like
I just rather not talk to them?
Do you feel like they judge you in Mexico when you met Ezra's family for having an American accent?
I didn't speak Spanish, so I don't know. They couldn't judge me because I didn't speak. Do I think they judge me for not speaking Spanish?
No, if you any conversation you did have,
I was speaking in English.
Work
because I don't speak Spanish.
Work.
So I couldn't engage with them. But I think that people like me. But I also just didn't want. I just don't. When you're trying really hard to do something and someone's like, I don't know, judging you for it because you can't do it well, it doesn't feel good. So I just wouldn't want to engage in that.
It just seems like such a bold decree to like they would judge you, especially since you're Ezra's boyfriend. I didn't say this. I'm saying like, especially because you're Ezra's boyfriend, I feel like they would probably be really sweet and try to be like, no, say it this way, blah, 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 blah. I don't feel, Ezra's family, from all the videos you posted, you're like helping like cousin Susie make her this, and you're like doing a TikTok to them. They felt very inviting. I don't. It didn't seem like the type of.
Her name was Guadalupe.
On Guadalupe. It didn't feel like the type of environment that they would judge you for speaking for saying for pronouncing things wrong or saying it wrong.
Well, I just know that people judge people for having accents, especially Americans. Like you just said, you judge them. They're like, you can't speak. People judge people for having accents, and I don't judge people. I judge people who actively choose not to. I don't say I judge people with accents. I said I judge people who can and choose not to. That's what I said. Sure, I'm very clear. Super. I don't feel like when you're doing something you're not comfortable doing and it's hard, and for whatever reason you're not having an accent. It doesn't feel like an environment where I would be comfortable expressing myself. I'm just not comfortable doing it. Unless I was with like one specific teacher who was like, it's okay, it's not a big deal, whatever. You have an accent, who cares? It's not a big deal.
Every time you say dill, you say like dill, like dill pickles.
Well, I have an accent.
I'm judging you.
I say
judging you.
No.
Does anyone in your family speak with a different accent, Bob?
You mean a different language?
Different language. Everybody speaks a different language.
Everyone in my family has a southern accent. Everyone in my family speaks English. No one speaks any other languages.
Really?
Yeah. You're from Mississippi. You think we are here? I
don't know. Don't you have family? Oh no, I guess none of your family is from Louisiana. Because sometimes I have some friends who are from that region. And some of their family speaks Creole.
I do not have any family. My entire family is from either Alabama or Mississippi. And none of us speak any other languages besides English.
Yeah, my mom speaks Creole, Patois, and also a little French. A lot of my family does. Like all of my family speaks Creole, pretty much, except me. I can like understand Creole, but I don't speak it. I know like I know like the greatest hits of the curse words and like certain words, but I do not speak it. But I can understand it though enough. I've heard them said so many times.
I wanted to learn other languages growing up, but I just don't have one of those brains. Like I was not in an environment where learning new languages was conducive to the way that I learn or the way that I live. So I took 3 years of Spanish.
Yeah. I wish I like did like another language like German or something. I would love to like be able to like speak German. Also, good German is okay, it's not like English, but the syntax, like how German is structured, it is similar. Is very closely similar to English.
Is it?
Yeah, like so, like if you're gonna say the blue school, you would say how you would in English, whereas in Spanish you would say the school that's blue. You know what I mean?
You say the school blue.
Yeah. So it's like, it's
Escuela
different.
Azul.
Look at you. No, Escuela de Azul. The School of Blue.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. But you don't speak Spanish. So I'll
Neither
worry
do
about
you.
it for us. I do.
You speak Spanish.
Enough. I can get around.
Wait, whoa. We're backtracking. She's backtracking, Your Honor.
I said that if I landed and I can get from the airport to my hotel, I can check in, I can order food at a restaurant. So to me, that is speaking the language to get around and communicate. Now, am I busting? No, I cannot. No, I'm not even close to that efficiency.
I can speak Spanish. I can say words in Spanish.
That's what we're talking about.
When someone says, "Do you speak Spanish?" You know what they mean.
Yes,
you know what they mean.
And yes, if I got on a plane to Mexico City today,
I'm not asking about whether I'm talking about me. I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, word.
When someone says, "Do you speak Spanish?" I know. When someone says, if someone in Mexico walks in and says, "Do you speak English?" I know what they're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying, "Can you make it home to the hotel?" While in English, they're saying, "I need someone who speaks English. Do you speak English?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I speak English. How can I help you?"
Well, I do. I think that's nuanced. I think that there are different levels to that for sure. You know what I mean? Like if we're in Mexico and Jacob got shot by someone, you know, I think I don't know. I'm just saying. And he needs to get Jacob stubbed his toe on a door. His fucking leg got chopped off. I don't fucking know. And why are you making that face?
What? I don't know. This is just a weird scenario.
We're at the hotel and Jacob
stubbed his foot and his leg got chopped off.
Yeah, so we're at the hotel and Jacob was walking to the door and he stubbed his toe. And as he fell, they had like one of those like medieval like knight statues. And when he stubbed the toe, his thing hit the statue and the hammer thing and chopped his leg off. So now,
noted.
So now we need to get Jacob to the hospital. I think, like, could you get Jacob to the hospital in Spanish?
No, I keep telling you I don't speak. I don't know why you keep asking me the bitch. I don't speak Spanish. I would use my phone, or I would ask someone. I do not speak Spanish. I don't know. You keep asking me. You find like multiple different ways to ask if I speak Spanish. Bitch, I don't speak Spanish. And I think you know what people mean when they say, "Do you speak Spanish?"
Yeah, I say yes to that question. I can communicate enough. Yes, I would say yes for sure. How do you deal with foreign languages on tour? Like, when you go to different places like Brazil or Germany or fucking Germany or Italy? How do you deal with foreign languages?
I mean, I don't really go out much in general. No matter where I'm going on tour, I'm really kind of like to my hotel. I order food and like and we're also not in towns very long. I learned how to say thank you, please. And I'll normally learn a phrase or two in that language that I can say on stage. That will set the audience off. They're like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, I'll learn a phrase or two in the language, and it usually leaves my mind the moment I leave the nation or wherever I'm at to engage with people. But I mean, I just I'm usually with someone who speaks whatever language of where we are.
Yeah, I mean, and also I found everyone in the world, bitch, they be speaking English. Like people, like not everywhere, but the majority of places that we'll go, like a lot of the people, like whether you go to like the Starbucks or the store, a lot of people speak English.
It's the second most spoken language in the world.
Yeah, so a lot of people speak English. So, but again, I will try to like learn a few, like I will like learn some phrases.
I think it's the second most spoken language in the world. I'm pretty sure it is.
I would try to learn some phrases. I would try to, you ever say like simple things like hi, hello, how are you, bye, thank you, like little things.
But I also don't want to start speaking to people in another language because they start thinking you speak the language and you start talking to you. And I'm not comfortable with that. So I usually say, "Do you speak English?" And then they say yes, and I'll speak in English. Because if you go up to someone and you say like "Hola," and they start speaking in Spanish, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying. And now we're just looking at each other looking crazy as hell. So I'm just gonna either try to ask you, "Do you speak English?" or ask the person with me to help me out in their thing.
What do you think is the sexiest accent? French, bitch.
I don't think I find accent sexy, to be honest.
Oh, French is so fucking sexy. It's such a sexy language.
I don't think I've ever understood the notion of French accents to be sexy. People say it a lot, but it's never really. I like.
It's the mouth. It's the embouchure of the when people speak in French accents, their embouchure is just very sexy. It's very like. It's very that. Your lips are very pursed.
That is a very popular opinion, and I think a lot of people agree with you. I think that the way that people from New Orleans talk is very sexy.
Oh, very. Yeah, baby. I think that's very hot. James from season 14 of Survivor, he also did Real vs. Villains. Anyone after that? James is his fucking season 19, 18. He did. James, he's this black man from Louisiana. He's a grave digger. Fucking beautiful. His accent, so hot. New Orleans. He's from born and raised in New Orleans.
One of my dancers, Kyron, who's a dancer with me on a couple of tours, has a New Orleans accent, and
It's hot.
it is a very beautiful accent. I just like the way they talk. People from New Orleans it's an accent not like anywhere else. There's nothing else in the world like a New Orleans accent.
Very great.
It's not just New Orleans. Like a lot of people in Louisiana and like Baton Rouge and Shreveport, kind of talk with this affectation, this weird.
So it's like Creole and Southern twang together.
I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like French. It doesn't sound like a Southern accent. It actually it's mostly Southern.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's mostly Southern, but I think
it's that Creole twang that like
they just
flip.
talk a little bit like, "What it, baby? Baby, y'all, what it, baby? Y'all heading down to the store there, Big Frida. Go listen to Big Frida.
Yeah, Big Frida. Also, just look up James from season 20 of Survivor, or the China season. I think it was 13 or 12. One of those. James from. We're gonna put a picture here of James. James is so hot.
Do you think that any accents are ugly?
Ugly? No, I don't think an accent is. I think German accent is very aggressive. So that one is a little. The accent is just an aggressive language. You're like, Jesus Christ, everything that they sounds very intense. But it's not ugly.
What's my question? Oh, Heidi. Because Heidi has a slight German accent.
Yeah.
And but it's really thick when she says out. She goes, as you know, in fashion, one day you are in, and the next day you are out. And she just gets really German on out. As you know, in fashion, one day you are in, and the next day you are out.
I haven't seen this show in a long time. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's been like years, a decade. Probably.
But I love the way Heidi Klum. And I always say Heidi in closet like that. Heidi
in closet Klum. Heidi in Klum's closet.
I love the name Heidi. I love accents in general. I just really love accents. I do a lot of accents in my day-to-day life. For some reason, I know Ezra doesn't think that when I do my Alan Carr voice, I don't even know if that's just Alan Carr or if that is a regional thing. But the way Alan Carr speaks is this like really interesting. I don't know. It's weird. It's like a gay, but also British. I don't know. It's just I don't know if anyone else.
Because he talks a lot like this, so he gets very like.
Who, Alan Carr?
Yeah.
What?
Alan Carr talk. I mean,
you mean the face, but not
his face.
voice.
Yeah. He's like this. I think that's why his voice sounds like that.
I don't know if that's exactly the way Alan Carr
speaks. That's literally how you're like. That's literally how you're speaking.
I don't really know exactly.
That's it.
I got a problem, yeah,
He does this. I think he raises. What it is, he raises his heart palate when he talks.
I think I do that when I imitate him, but I don't think he does.
No, he always leans over. He's like, no, I don't think so. Yes, he does. He always leans over into his microphone. I can't do Alan Carr.
Come on,
I can't.
Just try.
I can't do it.
You know, there are some people. My friend was telling me earlier, people who like just refuse to try.
You know what? But I'm afraid to do it because I don't want people to make fun of my accent.
You know, my friend was like, they can do. They just refuse.
I don't want people to make fun of my accent. I get really scared about it.
They just literally refuse.
I don't want British people to make fun of my accent. I don't know. That's how Alan Carr talks.
Yeah, he always goes up a little bit when he's talking.
The hard palate.
And he has a bit of a thing where he has a lot of inflection in the way he's speaking.
Does he?
Oh, 100. He's like, I don't know why RuPaul, she came out here the other day. And he really honestly, I do it. I do it in my fucking accent. I'm like, what? Or like, I do that a lot when I speak.
Who do you think is you doing that because that's how you talk, not necessarily Alan talk?
No, Alan Carr does that. That is 100% how Alan Carr talks. He goes up and when he talks, it's just I'm obsessed with the way Alan Carr, Tim Gunn. I'm obsessed with the way that Eartha Kitt spoke. Nina Simone.
Nina Simone was great.
The Nina Simone estate shared my video on TikTok the other day.
Nina Simone who?
The Nina Simone estate.
Oh, no.
Her official TikTok shared my video.
Of what?
Of me doing Feeling Good.
When did you feeling good? You performed
I
it?
did a TikTok transition with it.
Oh, work.
In my dress from Selma.
I love that.
Yeah. They posted me for women's history month or women's history month.
Oh, what do you think is the ugliest American accent?
I really don't think I love accents so much. Like I really, I just think the accents are just so fun. I really like them. I like accents. Why is it so funny?
Because I feel like a lot of talkers, you were anti-accents.
I'm not bitch. You're anti-accents. I'm saying people. Some people just have accents. When have I ever said? What have I said that's anti-accent?
No, you didn't have accent.
No, wait, no. I want to know. What have I said anti-accent?
No, you didn't. You didn't. I'm bugging. I'm tripping.
Oh, I love accents. I just think they make people really unique. I think that they sound fun. I like I like imitating the way people say things. I love accents.
So you
I don't know why you're laughing at me. I don't understand what's going on.
So you don't think there's an ugly American accent?
No, not really. I mean, it's probably because I'm from the South and people think our accents are ugly.
I don't think people think Southern accents are ugly. I think people use them.
There are people who think Southern I'm from the South.
I'm sure there's someone.
Just take my word on this one.
I'm sure there's someone, but I think as a whole, I think people think Southern accents are charming, and the Louisiana one is different than the rest of Southern accents. But I think overall,
there's a lot of Southern accents. By the way.
I think overall, people think that Southern accents are charming and cute. I don't think they like hate them.
As a Southerner, that is not my experience.
Well, I mean, as an American, I've never heard that. People think that they're ugly.
Yeah, they think we sound stupid. They think that they think the Southerners sound unintelligent. Whenever people do like a dumb American accent, they usually do either a Valley Girl or a Southern person. Yeah, but they're like, I want to be a dumb American. They go, dude, and they do like a Southern, y'all better get out my front yard. Right now, I promise you, all the Southerns in chat being like, "Oh, that is fully a thing."
Yeah, I think people do it to denote cutesiness or dumb stuff. Yeah, like you think, what's that thing with the Dukes of Hazzard?
I never seen Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
but it's like Cletus in The Simpsons.
Yeah, Cletus or the guy, the old guy from Dukes of Hazzard. They either depicted as that guy or as Jessica Simpson's character, like the cute ingenue, like in it, like I think it is both things. But I mean, you're Southern, but as an American, I don't have the experience of it being like ugly. People will use it to make you like sound cutesy or like dumb, but not like it's an ugly accent.
Well, I mean, when I say ugly, I guess now we're just really mincing words. When I say like ugly, I'm just thinking like a negative accent, and I think that people often use Southern accents to denote negativity.
Interesting. I think I love the New York accent, like hood New York accent. I think it's a great one. I love.
What is that? We're about ugly accents, though.
Ugly accents. I don't think America really has an ugly one. I mean, another one people. No, I was gonna say like Midwestern, like
I love Midwestern accents.
Don't you know?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. When people have some sort of an affectation that makes them, when I lived in Minnesota, I was obsessed. I had this one roommate that I kept her name was Carly Wicks. Shout out to Carly Wicks. She's from North Dakota. Mm-hmm. And every time she would say anything, I would just repeat it back to her. It got to the point where she started being like, you got it. She go, Kawa, you're going to have to stop doing that.
How old is she?
Me and Carl are the same age.
I associate a Midwestern accent with an older woman, an older white woman. Like, I don't
sure.
like. I've never heard a Midwestern black woman with that accent. Maybe I have. I cannot think of one that I've ever met. That is specifically to older Midwestern white women.
Well, I think that white people and black people sound different from different places for sure.
So, what does a Midwestern black woman sound like? I can't put my finger on what that accent sounds like.
Call Jada and ask her. She's from the Midwest.
Yeah. I don't think how Jada talks.
I mean, Chicago is the Midwest.
Yeah, and I can't think of what.
There's a lot of Midwest accents. Like this Saskatchewan kind of accent that's going on in North, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are different than the accent you'll get in Chicago. Like Mateo has a Midwestern accent.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like the Chicago, it's horrible.
But black people specifically, like Shea Coulee. We have many
I don't
friends.
think Shea has an accent.
Right, say we have many Midwestern black friends, and I can't. I'm not thinking. I don't hear any of the black queens in Chicago I've ever met. I never, or the ones I've met in all those Twin Cities gigs. I can't. They don't have like a. It's not the same as the white people in that area.
No, that's for sure. I'm sure that we don't want to negate. I'm sure there's a black person
out there
who has a yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't hear that.
Licking the flagpole accent. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Like black people in New York versus white people, it's just a different accent.
Thorgy has a very thick New York accent. Not very thick, but Thorgy has a New York accent.
Thorgy does?
Yes, Thorgy absolutely has a New York accent.
I don't hear it.
because you're from New York, probably from New York. New York, Dorothy says stuff like, she'll say stuff like, I saw Monét with this huge wig on. Dorothy says huge and she says human.
Does she? I've never heard this.
There's literally a whole thing online because Dorothy kept saying it when we were doing first impressions. She kept being like, she called Eureka huge human.
Yeah, but black people in New York, white people in New York, they're completely different accents. They're not like, you don't, I mean, I'm sure there are black people that speak with that traditional New York accent, thinking about like, yeah, buddy, or I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But a lot of black people, they're just two different accents by different races in the same region.
Well, I think it's probably
that was a lot. Now I think about it.
Well, I think it's what do you say?
Except Southern.
That's not true.
Okay, again, not.
There is a difference between the way black Southerners talk and the way white Southerners. There's a massive.
Yeah,
difference.
for sure. But I'm saying I have heard black Southerners speaking like the traditional white Southern accent. I've heard that. Whereas in New York, I can't pinpoint anyone a black person speaking with that like traditional New York accent, but I have heard it in the South.
Well, I think there's a big part of that is because a lot of the New York accents are just bastardizations of European accents for white people. So when you hear Jewish people talking the way Jewish people talk from Long Island or whatever, it is some like bastardized version of the way they talk. And then when the Italians talking the way they talk or whatever, it is just a bastardized version over years and years and years of being American, where all the Italians end up sounding one way.
Right.
All the, Irish people sound one. Yeah. It's kind of, they all end up kind of sounding different. Like for example, Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump have different accents.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they're both New Yorkers.
Bernie Sanders, he is from New York.
He's from Brooklyn.
Say that. Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn? What part of Brooklyn Bernie Sanders from? I need to know. I'm getting very Bensonhurst. What?
Is that where a lot of Jewish people live?
No, it's a lot of Russians in Bensonhurst. What part of
a lot of Russian Jews? I gotta use Russian real quick.
Is Bernie Sanders from? Oh, Midwood. Shut up.
PS 197.
Shut up. I went to PS 198. Bernie Sanders was over in Midwood. All right.
My name is Senator Bernie Sanders. Hello, my name is Bernie Sanders.
Bitch. Bernie Sanders is from Midwood. And Midwood is right by East. It's right in East Flatbush. It's where Kamika went to high school. Kamika went to Middle High School. It's all Kamika business. And Bernie Sanders is from Midwood.
What's the last four of her social?
He went to PS 198. He went to PS 197. I went to PS 198. Me and Bernie Sanders we were like neighbors.
If it worked.
Word, Bernie Sanders is about it. I'm not Bernie Sanders from East Flatbush. I'm gagged. I'm gagged.
I'm neighbors with Mon Rainey.
Oh, she's from where you were in
Columbus, Georgia.
Like next door?
The truth is they moved her house. They take the historic houses and they move them. So where it is not actually where it was. So
Mon Rainey is Black Bottom.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure where Mon Rainey is exactly from. But also, I mean,
not exactly. You got real New York. Exactly.
Columbus, Georgia is not massive. I mean, it is one of the biggest towns in Georgia, but it's not like, the folks in Georgia, Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah.
Columbus, Georgia to be from. She ain't from the military base. She from somewhere in Muskogee County.
Muskogee County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is I'm sure some mispronunciation of some indigenous word.
Indigenous for sure.
But we say Muskogee. Yeah. Because that's just the way we talk.
I wish they should really be correcting our shit. Do you know that that football team, I think they're finally changing their name so it's not offensive anymore.
Oh, are they?
The Washington.
Well, I think the Braves, which is the Atlanta team, they're not changing.
Which is wild.
Atlanta is wild. They used to call it the Tomahawk Hop.
Yeah.
Tomahawk Chop. I cannot believe they indoctrinated us into that racism.
I know.
And we all used to do it. because I didn't know it was wrong.
Right.
I had no clue. No clue at all.
Do the Mets have some type of negative connotation? We don't know.
I don't know. What is a Met? I don't know what a Met is.
I don't know.
What is a Met?
I mean, maybe because Metropolitan probably was kind of sort of.
Well, they're just we're the metropolitan things.
Yeah, we're the Metropolitans.
What are the Mets? Are they the basketball team?
No, baseball.
Oh, that's just the baseball head. Their mascot is just a baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
a dumb mascot for a baseball team.
Oh my God.
It is dumb.
Yeah, y'all problematic ass mascots. We're happy with our ball.
I did not say I was proud of the Braves.
So I like that I was just basic and boring. Well, at least we can get nobody. It's just a ball.
We also have falcons in Georgia, and we have cottonmouth snakes.
And falcons are endangered.
I don't think falcons are endangered.
They're not.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
They're protected.
They should be. They're
not
nice species.
They're what?
They're nice species.
I don't know. I can't vouch for their character.
Oh my God, you are.
They're nice. I don't know if they're nice.
You are crazy.
You know, falcons like snatch up people's animals. That's like a thing.
They should. Can they come to my house?
Falcons. There's a whole thing where like neighborhoods have a problem where like an owl or a falcon starts stealing cats.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Imagine your cat is just. See, that's why outdoor cats. I mean, I know some cats can be outdoor. That is just so crazy.
One of my friends saw her
roaming around the neighborhood.
One of my friends saw her cat get snatched up by an owl, and there's literally.
Oh yeah, it's done. It's a wrap.
Not only that, but like you're not allowed to do anything. If the owl is standing in front of you, chewing on your cat, there is legally nothing you're allowed to, and you will go to jail.
I'm fucking shooting that owl.
You can shoot it, and then
I am going into the yard and burying it.
Can you look up the penalty for shooting a bird of prey? You're not even allowed to own the feather of a bird of prey unless you are indigenous.
Mm-hmm. I'm burying that bitch in the backyard.
The only people in America who are allowed to own feathers of birds of prey or bones of birds of prey are indigenous people.
Let an owl try to roll up on Miss Colleen. Bitch, it's a wrap for that owl. Bitch, owl, you're done. You're canceled. Finito.
Bitch, you're done. You owl, bitch, you're done.
Done. Try it, Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl.
You know, I've a lot of owls watch this show.
Well, if you're an owl and you're watching, bitch, if you're about that life, scroll up to Hollywood, California, see what's good.
I actually know someone who got possessed by an owl.
Possessed? What do you mean possessed by an owl?
They got possessed by an owl.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's literally what you mean. And you know them too.
Who? Oh my God, you are such a fucking clown.
It's you.
You are such a clown. You are such a clown. You are such a clown. Are you crying, laughing? You are such a clown.
Oh, man.
You are such a clown.
Monét, come on. That was really good. Monét said, who?
You are so silly. You're a child.
Oh, what's the penalty, Jacob, for owning?
Oh, up to 1 year in jail and $15,000 for killing an owl, but more likely just a fine.
Is it Colleen worth $15K?
Who gonna catch me, boo? Who gonna catch me, boo? If I shoot an owl in my yard, who's gonna catch me?
I think that, I don't know.
Are they marked? Are they tagged?
A lot of owls are tagged. A lot of birds of prey are tagged. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. Yeah. And depending on how endangered it is, depending on how rare they are, like a lot of birds of prey get the little. Would you get the chip?
No. Have you seen people who can open up their homes, everything with a chip in their hand? That's wild. I'm saying no. In probably 10, 15 years, who knows? It'll probably be, bitch, to unlock your gate at work. You're probably going to, who fucking knows where we're going to be at? Would you get it? If the
government wants to chip us, I would literally be the first one in line.
Work.
I don't give a damn. Chip me. I would absolutely get a government chip.
Work.
I would chip my children. Oh, I'm getting the government chip. 100.
Work. I don't share that same experience. I'm like
for example, if something happens to me and this chip can find my body, bitch, I want the chip. I want the chip.
They also make these the thing rings now. You just put them on. It's like a ring, a ring, and it has all your information in it. Your DNA, all your information, your address, everything.
Man, I want to wear the ring. I want to wear a ring.
It'll work.
Give me that chip. Like, I don't care if the government knows where I am. Why do I give a fuck if the government knows where I am?
I don't think that's all people's concern. A lot that is some people's concern. Some people are always also concerned about being the first to do it. They're like, bitch, what if there are trial errors? What if you find out the chip can like fucking pop and like short circuit in you? There are like trial periods. And even we all know, even though as they try it out, the first batch is always some problems. Bitch, the first iPhone, the first iPod, my first iPod exploded on me.
How long did you wait to get the vaccine?
I got that. They came out in what? January 2020? No.
Yeah, did you wait? I don't know. Do you remember waiting like a couple of months? Did you wait and look around, or did you go get the vaccine?
I got the vaccine immediately, but also it's a vaccine, and that is not new technology. Vaccines have existed.
Chip is not new,
but into people,
chipping into people is not new either.
I mean, it's newer technology, and vaccines have been around. Vaccines have been around for like decades. Chips
have been around for longer than decades,
right?
Almost a century.
So chips have maybe what?
Maybe not. No, maybe
chips have maybe been around for what? 2 decades, maybe. I think that's still relatively new in the grand scheme of life and evolution, bitch.
I don't think so.
Work. Well, bitch, go chip it up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I literally will, and I think that it will be really beneficial if I go missing. I think chips can help with a lot of missing people. That shit.
I'm sure
that would be. Primo, we wouldn't have to look for people anymore. Like all the missing people out there in the world, bitch, if you have a chip, go fucking find them. People chip their pets, and these pets are fine. These pets aren't exploding. The chips aren't popping. There's practically, I think, 0 cases of pets, malfunctioning and twitching because of their chips.
Bitch, listen, baby, you go chip it up.
You just afraid it's gonna like short circuit?
I'll wait a little while to get chipped. There's not a dire need for get chipped today.
We never know.
I'll get a little bio ring. If you're so concerned about being, bitch, go get the bio ring.
Maybe I will. Well, I also start tracking on my phone.
But no,
I wear a watch.
You don't always. I
always have my phone on me.
But you can always keep your ring on, even when you're on stage and you can't keep your ring on. Let's say you're performing at the Pantages, and somebody run on stage and put a sack over your head and steal you. You got no phone on you, but you got your bio ring on, so you'll be found.
I would hope that someone would. If I'm on stage, someone could see something.
This is very Scooby-Doo. The lights go out.
I'm at the Pantages Theater. Am I in Hamilton now?
Yeah. Well, Hamilton's then you're doing a run of your one woman show.
Got it. And
then the lights go very Scooby-Doo. Lights go out black. Whoosh, smash you up. Lights go back on. You're gone. But your phone is in the dressing room. But if you have your bio ring, you're good.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't want to wear the ring because I probably wouldn't match what I was wearing on stage.
Well, the rings change color.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. They can be silver, black, and with an adjustment of a thing.
Maybe I should get one of these rings. Actually, we should all get these. I do not mind the government or my phone or Verizon knowing where I am. That does not bother me at all.
I was always weird with technology stuff, which have you seen this? People have been like, parents who put like Ring cameras in their kids' homes. I mean, their homes to monitor their kids. People are now like hacking into them and talking to their kids. Like, hey, it's me. Do you want some ice cream? Go by the front door, like shit like that.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times now on different cases. It was on there was an ABC News special. Like, bitch, technology is wild. That's also another thing. I'm like, maybe not just the government. Someone else can do something very shady and malicious. Who knows? And I mean, I don't know what that is with a chip, but I don't fucking know.
I mean,
people are very creative and sneaky.
So it's not about the government knowing where you are. That's not what bothers you.
No, it's about the variables of what could happen by people.
Why don't they hack your phone to find out where you are?
They sure can, but I don't always have my phone on me, and that's something that I've created that I needed to use in my life.
But I mean,
a chip, I don't need a chip to use in my life.
How often are you not near your phone? I mean, I would say you are always near your phone
for sure. But I will say but I need my phone to live. I do not need a chip to live. At least not now. The government or the world has not created a scenario where if I don't have a chip, I can't survive. With my phone is essential to a lot of things I do in my life.
That makes sense.
But not a chip. And a bio ring, you can choose to keep it on or not. If you take it off, that's your business, bitch. You get snatched up. We don't know where you is.
Bitch, chip me down. When y'all get that chip, let your boy know.
Work. On that note,
and chip your children.
No, do not chip your children.
No, chip your kids, especially your kids.
Have a good day. Enjoy the outfit.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Great doing the episode with you. Shake my hand. Shake my hand.
No, you wouldn't say anything nice to me the other day. You remember when I begged you for a compliment, you wouldn't give me one?
Shake my hand, bitch.
Are you supposed to be stronger than me?
I'll still beat you in a boxing match.